Let's do this. It's HashiMonday, and today we're going to be talking about two different things. I've been getting a lot of questions on Facebook about what are some of the symptoms of Hashimoto's thyroiditis or subacute thyroiditis. And I've also been asked, what am I doing differently dietarily? What changes have I made in my diet to treat Hashimoto's thyroiditis naturally? So I'm going to be looking at some of my notes because I took some notes and not okay. Thank you, baby, but it's not time to go yet. And let's get this going. Lego. All right. So one of the first things you should look for is if you already have any endocrine disorders like diabetes or like any adrenal issues, like sluggish adrenal issues. There's also, if you have any other autoimmune disorders, leaky gut, uh, all other autoimmune disorders. Cancer is an autoimmune disorder. So if you have any autoimmune disorder, RA, anything, that is not a precursor. Actually, this thing right here is the precursor, and it just opens the door to everything. So have that checked out as well. Do you experience fatigue? That's a symptom of fatigue, meaning like when it's time to wake up, obviously in the morning, it's a struggle. It's a battle. You have to find a reason to get up. I find a reason I got to make breakfast or whatever. God woke me up. Those are good reasons to get up, but it's hard. Um, Sluggishness, which is the same thing. If you have an increased sensitivity to hot or cold, I would rather be in the cold than the heat. I get super irritated. It's like 75 degrees. It's a problem for me. Constipation, dry skin, like really dry skin, like you feel like you and the alligator are related type of dry skin, then that's dry skin. Puffy face, the circular kind of face, like the round Cabbage Patch face. I love Cabbage Patches, no diss. Hair loss, brittle nails, um, something about an enlargement of the tongue. I have not had to deal with that, but if you have a goiter, which is what my thyroid itself is swollen, but I also do have a goiter. Isn't that amazing? Joint pain or stiffness. I have like I've been treated for arthritis, and I'm not 40, and I'm being treated for that, or have been. I'm no longer accepting those medications. That door is closed. Muscle weakness, depression, memory loss. Um, for women, if you have a heavy or prolonged menstrual cycle and you've never had that kind of situation before, even after birth, and I have 3 boys, and this is ridiculous. Like, and it's painful. Um, Unexplained weight gain also is another one. You can do as many diet changes as you want, but you can't shake the weight type of situation. Um, I think I said pale skin. Pale skin, like grayish kind of skin pale. You know what I'm saying? And then there is constipation. Constipation is a big deal. I think those are just some of the ones that I can remember that I wrote down. And so one of the things that I forgot to mention, as this is going to be inserted into the video, thanks, that I forgot to mention about symptoms of uh, hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's thyroiditis is lack of sex drive. That's an important one. I'm not sure why I forgot that. Probably because there you go. So many inferences here. So just wanted to add that in, and you can get back to that. And then as far as diets that I'm eating, or diets that I'm not eating any diets, but things that I'm eating or things that I am incorporating into my diet. They are lots of sea vegetables. I don't know what all of their names are right now because I just totally spaced on them. But like nori is one of them. I could probably Google it right now. I'll do that in a minute. Fermented foods is a lot of the things that I'm incorporating into my get down into my diet. Fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut. I have this thing on my Instagram, this photo of me posting a gut shot that I take daily, and I probably do about 3 of those a day. And it's like a fermented brine with probiotics in it. And since I'm on antibiotics currently, my plan is, because you know that antibiotics wipe out your good and your bad flora, and my battle is that I am heavily toxic with heavy metals. And so I need to clean my gut. So I'm going to take this antibiotic as a blessing, even though I don't feel that way, because it's wiping out the good and the bad. But I've got to pump myself with good bacteria, good gut flora as soon as, and I'm doing that daily. But as soon as I'm done with the antibiotics, I am like flooding myself with green vegetables, like for 3 days, like no meat, just straight boom, 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 breakfast, lunch, dinner, what you got. That's what I'm going to be doing. Fermented vegetables, all of that, because it's extremely important. So most organic vegetables are good to incorporate into your diet on a daily basis, and a lot of those include anise, artichoke, asparagus, beets, bok choy, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, celery, chives, cucumber, garlic and kale, kohlrabi, excuse me, lettuce. Please do not get any of that nasty iceberg lettuce. That is not for you. Mustard greens are a little bit bitter, but you can make it work. Onions are a nightshade. Nightshades are something that I have to stay away from. Not everybody, but you might want to look into that as part of what you need to take care of. Will you please get out of my drawer? Thank you so much. What else? Parsley, potatoes. White potatoes are a nightshade. They're no. Sweet potatoes, so obviously. Water chestnuts. Who's eating those still? Watercress, yams, and zucchini. So I just talked about some of the fermented foods that I'm incorporating, and they go over them here as well. So sauerkraut, kimchi, pickled ginger. Didn't think about that. Fermented cucumbers, pickles. I'm making my own fermented pickles next week in my home. I'm really excited about that. Or on the side of the road, apparently. I can make it either of those places. Coconut yogurt, kombucha, water, kefir. Water, kefir. Oh, and that's it. And it kind of goes on to explain what those are. And of course, meats that you want to have are organic, pasture raised, grass fed, and finished. That's very important, the finished part of eating any kind of beef or pork or whatever you're eating. So they have to be hormone free, antibiotic free, free. If you could find some that are for free, let me know. Low glycemic fruits are, here we go with the light. Low glycemic fruits are apples, apricots, avocados, berries, cherries, grapefruit, lemons, oranges, peaches, pears, and plums. Then, of course, we talked a little bit about coconut, so you're going to want to incorporate the coconut butter, coconut cream, coconut milk, coconut oil, unsweetened coconut flakes, coconut yogurt. I mean, whatever you find as delicious. Sorry. Noodles. So there's the shirataki noodles, and you can find them at your local grocery store in the produce section, or if you go to a health food store, they'll probably be in the refrigerated vegan section. Avoid noodles that contain any kind of tofu, and then you're going to want to incorporate fresh herbs into your meals, and those should include basil, black pepper. Black pepper is a liver irritant, so be careful with that. Cilantro, coriander, cumin, garlic, ginger, lemongrass, mint, oregano, parsley, rosemary, sage, sea salt, like Himalayan sea salt. I wouldn't do any lava salt. It contains a lot of sulfur. Volcanic salt, those kinds of things. Like, you should use the Himalayan pink salt or Celtic salt. Those are good mineral salts. What else? Thyme, And then some other things that you should incorporate are apple cider vinegar. Do a shot of that in the morning, probably. You want to incorporate that like in some water. I don't know. I just kind of want to get it over with. It burns. It burns if you do a shot of it. Herbal teas, I would stay away from black tea because it's caffeinated heavily. So any other herbal tea would be great. Olive oil, and of course you want to eat up some olives. Foods to avoid are of course sugar. That's agave sugar, granulated sugar. I don't care if it's in the raw. I don't care if it's naked. I don't care if it's terpenado sugar. I don't care if it costs you $500 worth of sugar. So it is just all kind of natural sugar. Unless you were chewing on a sugar cane, I don't think that you should be eating sugar right now. It says including agave, candy, chocolate, corn syrup, fructose, high fructose corn syrup. These are some things coming up that people are going to be a little upset about. Honey, maple syrup, molasses, sucrose, and coconut sugar. These are not things that you have to stay away from for all of your life. These are just things that you should get rid of so you know what your triggers are involving sugar. High glycemic fruits that you should stay away from are bananas, any kind of canned fruit. Eat a fresh pineapple. Dried mangoes, dried pineapples, raisins, watermelon. I don't like watermelon, but I don't agree with the staying away from watermelon because it's great for hydration. But I don't eat it, so it doesn't faze me one way or the other. Grains you should stay away from. You should know that in general, but some of the surprising grains on here are quinoa and rye. You should stay away from oats, kamut, millet, wheat germ, wheat, spelt, bulgur, buckwheat, barley, and amaranth. Not for forever, but I like elkhorn. I use that. I can horn. I don't know how to say that. I will find it. Nuts and seeds that you should stay away from are peanuts. I hate them anyway. I don't like peanut butter. I like almond butter, but it does say you should stay away from almonds. Again, you've got to find what your triggers are and then stay away from those. So almonds, peanuts, sunflower seeds, and sesame seeds you should stay away from per this particular list. Gluten-containing compounds would include barbecue sauces. Yeah, I know, it's painful. But you can find some good paleo ones, some good keto ones that are out there that taste good that you can use. Binders, bouillon, brewer's yeast, cold cuts, deli meat, condiments, emulsifiers, fillers, chewing gum. I know. Hot dogs, hydrolyzed plant and vegetable protein, ketchup, yeah. Soy sauce, lunch meats, malt and malt flavoring, malt vinegar, matzo, modified food starch, what is multified? Modified food starch, monosodium glutamate, yes, non-dairy creamer, processed salad dressings, seitan, which is also in the vegan section of your grocer's refrigerator, grocery store. Some mixed spices, anything that has a stabilizer in it, teriyaki sauce, or textured vegetable protein. So that's a lot of, tofurkey and like meatless meatloaf type situations. Dairy products containing eggs. Again, listen, and you should just think of this as a eliminate until I know what's right for me to reincorporate. Butter, I like ghee. I do use goat butter. I found that works better for me. Cheeses, I use goat cheese. I don't do cow much of anything. It says cow milk, creams, frozen desserts, margarine, mayonnaise, sheep milk, whey, or yogurt, except for coconut yogurt. And then you should stay away from soy. And that includes edamame, miso, soy protein and milk, tempeh and tofu and soy sauce. But we've already discussed those. It says all alcohol you should stay away from. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's what it says. And then beans and legumes. I'm going to eat a black bean. I eat them. But that's because I've gone through the process to find out what triggers me. So please do that. Soybeans, peanuts, lentils, pinto beans, nightshades. Now, I talked a little bit about that. White potatoes, onions are nightshades, eggplant, paprika, Tabasco sauce, tomatillos and tomatoes, and all peppers. That's hot chili peppers, red hot chili peppers, or whatever. Bell peppers, sweet peppers, all of that is in a nightshade family. So you just want to think about those things that you're eliminating. And then once you've eliminated them and you feel okay, start incorporating them. And I would do it like the Whole30 has you do it. Do it one day, and I would do it all day that one day, and then wait 2-3 days and see how your body reacts. And then if you're okay, incorporate that back in your life. I can't have peppers, like bell peppers and sweet peppers. That's a trigger for me. That's really sad because I like peppers. Um, but I can't have them. So you just gotta let it go. This is your life. It's your life, and you live it how you want to. So that's that. Other things you should stay away from are canned foods in general, and then coffee and processed foods. So you're gonna want to look at any kind of diet plan that has you eliminate foods like the Whole30 or the autoimmune protocol type thing, and just get rid of things and then reincorporate them as you go along. And I would do it whole, just try the Whole30 first, and because that will get you a clean palate. And then once you come back and incorporate, if you're more prone to liking a lot of starches, I would try beans first. That would be the thing that I would go with first. Beans, get that back in your life if you can, or um, fruit that you are missing, something, and then just kind of see how you react physically to that. So those are just that's what I have done, and that's what's worked for me. It let me know what is a trigger and literally will swell my neck up again. So it's good and it's bad. It's frustrating, but it's working. So just keep those things in mind. And that's it for today. So thank you for joining me today on Love Encounter, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'll see you on Friday for Beauty Counter Fridays.